Hi, what's up? This is Janice Winningham, Mr. Sutherland's class. This is speech number 2. Have you ever seen a person who suffers from a disorder or disease? Different deficits restrict the skills for our minds or physical bodies, rendering us complications for improvement. Some of us are brought into this world with disorders like autism. Many of us are affected with midlife diseases like stroke or PTSD. Maybe you've never seen these problems up close, but I can assure you that they are no fun and serious problems. For many years, no one knew how to help these patients. Due to our advances in technology, we have recognized virtual reality rehab as a source of improvement. Virtual reality, you ask, isn't that some kind of gaming system? Well, yes it is. It's a game to those who are blessed with a fully functioning brain and or body. To those with autism, it can be a safe haven, a place where they can learn with no judgment, or are able to learn without these cookie cutter formats. I have personal experience with helping autistic people with everyday life. Also, my father has had a stroke, so I've seen how these negatives affect the quality of life. Through this speech, I will inform you of the complications that virtual reality rehabilitation will resolve. Preview of the debated subject being a few main points of one being how VRR can help those affected by autism, stroke, or PTSD. On to my first point, my uncle has a business that takes care of elderly people with autism or with other disabilities. Now, most autistic people grow up and live out their lives with their parents. For example, some of my uncle's patients have already lived out their parents, so they're under his full care until they pass. Now, that in itself is a problem, but the problem we should be working on is fixing autism through specific learning pathways. Autism is a spectrum condition, meaning it affects each individual in a different way. Some may have challenges in behavior, social skills, verbal and nonverbal communication, as well as sensory and attention issues. Autism is a spectrum condition, meaning it affects each individual differently. Some may have challenges in behavior, social skills, or sensory and attention issues. One tool that is being embraced by therapists, counselors, teachers, parents, and children is virtual reality rehabilitation. To those with autism, to better communicate and connect with others, the world around them is virtual reality. It is also being used to help others without autism understand what living with the condition really means. Many argue that there is no other medium that comes as close as to putting you in someone else's shoes as VR, says Mr. Raj from Forbes.com. Wendy Powell from Nova Science Publishers goes on to describe virtual reality as how it could be used to help military veterans with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, who have struggled with the mainstream treatment. It involves patients walking on a treadmill in front of a screen which projects images depicting the type of trauma they experienced. VR technology isn't just useful for gaming, it is also shown to help in a variety of applications, from military training activities to treatment for anxiety disorders, phobias, to functioning as an art form. Another application where VR shows a lot of promise is stroke recovery. Henry Hoffman from Sabo.com described virtual reality as how it has emerged as a new approach to treatment in stroke rehabilitation. By simulating real-life activities, stroke patients are able to work on self-care skills in a setting that is usually impossible to create in a hospital environment. The key areas of recovery that are challenged through the use of VR systems is pain, social, emotional, cognition, motor, communication, visual perception, and sensory. I would say that pain, motor, and cognition are the most important because pain directly correlates with PTSD and understanding the physical and emotional pain and damage that one has experienced. Motor, I would say, directly correlates with the stroke victims because the motor skills is the body movement and physicality of strength that they would need to improve in. Lastly, cognition would be correlating with the autism because the cognition would be how one should think or resolve their issues, which I think would be the most important. Within this speech, I hope that I have informed you of the complications that virtual reality rehabilitation will resolve. Always remember that VR is not just a game, yet a learning tool for those who suffer from autism, strokes, or PTSD. My clincher is that this is the most simple and basic component of life. Our struggles determine our success. Mark Manson. Thank you.